Hello and welcome to an enriching discussion on the role of vitamins for ensuring better health. I am Richa Jain Kalra. In today's fast-paced environment, where most of us are working and living in fast-paced worlds, the importance of vitamins becomes all the more crucial. Today, in this discussion, we will dwell upon the impact of vitamins, how we can incorporate vitamins in our daily lives, and also the power of vitamins on our mental and physical well being. And I have three eminent experts with me on the panel to discuss this issue. We have our topic as vitamin vitality and antioxidants, unlocking the secrets to better health. And I'm pleased to welcome our guests. I have with me Natasha Vora, certified diabetes educator, senior dietitian, Nurture Health Solutions, Mumbai. I also have with me Neha Pandit Tembe. She's MSc Dietetics, certified diabetes educator, nutritionist, and founder, Snack Right, Mumbai. We also have Dr. Smita Singh, certified diabetes educator, chief dietitian, Midland Healthcare and Research Center and Wellness Diet Clinic, Lucknow. A very warm welcome to all our eminent guests on the show. So to start with, why are so many Indians deficient in vitamin D despite living in a tropical country like India where we have ample sunlight? Natasha, if you could answer that.
Well, yeah, surprising, isn't it, Richa? I mean, considering that we have ample sunshine, like you mentioned, a sunshine vitamin is something that we see more than 80% Indians are deficient in. And the reason is basically that only exposure to sun is not enough. There are many factors which influence the body's ability to make vitamin D. So one of it is, in the modern lifestyle, we're not exposing ourselves to as much sunlight, that we used to in the olden days. So we are not basking in the sunlight anymore outdoors, whereas everybody is, sitting in the house or, in AC offices. So we are more indoors, so there's not enough exposure to the sun. Again, when we are out, it's also that we are, having covered clothes. So that is again something that, doesn't give enough exposure. Sunscreen application is a barrier again for the body's ability to form the vitamin D from the sunshine because it forms a barrier. Then we have, in the urban areas, we have the air pollution, which doesn't let enough of the UV rays actually penetrate to get enough of vitamin D. So that's an issue. Again, as Indians, we have a more darker skin because we have more melanin production. So while melanin actually helps in protection against the harmful UV rays, it also decreases the body's ability to actually, make vitamin D. So that is something that, is one of the reasons why we are again deficient in vitamin D. And having said that, again, coming on the diet basis, like we call it the sunshine vitamin, there are not enough sources of vitamin D. So India being more of a vegetarian country, the sources are maybe some fish or fish oils or, egg into some extent, but not many vegetarian sources per se. So we're dependent on the sunlight, we're not exposed to as much. So these are basically the reasons why today we see that, most of the Indians are deficient in vitamin D.
Thank you so much for explaining well. I'll go to Neha next. Neha, what is the relation that you see between vitamin D and blood sugar levels? Can vitamin D help manage the blood sugar levels?
Yes, actually, it is very surprising because we associate vitamin D just with bone health per se, but in fact, it does have a lot of role to play in blood sugar control also. For example, it can, stimulate the secretion of insulin through beta cells in pancreas. It can also improve the sensitivity of our cells for uptake of glucose from the bloodstream. And we also know that vitamin D is a antioxidant vitamin. So that is why it can help reduce inflammation. And people who have high inflammatory markers in the body, they are going to face insulin resistance. So you can see the connection that since vitamin D reduces insulin resistance indirectly, it can help us for better glucose management. And if this vitamin D is combined with ALA, that is alpha lipoic acid, then we see even better results in glucose management. So definitely it does have a role in blood sugar management or having better blood glucose control.
Right, Neha. So, like Neha just mentioned about the ALAs, Dr. Smita, if you could explain us what are these ALAs and how do they help our body?
Whenever we talk about ALAs, now ALA stands for two things, which is alpha linoleic acid, which is we commonly call as ALA, and for alpha lipoic acid, it is an organic compound which is found in all human cells. Though it is produced in very small amount, but it plays a very crucial role in energy metabolism. Alpha lipoic acid has gained a lot of attention in the recent years because of its antioxidant properties. Now, when we talk about antioxidants, most of the antioxidants are either fat soluble or water soluble. But this powerful antioxidant is both water and fat soluble, which allows it to work in every cell and tissues in the body. So it is important for us to know that it the antioxidant properties actually what it does, it protects the cells from the oxidative stress, and it also regenerates the other nutrients and the other antioxidants like glutathione, vitamin C, and vitamin E. Now, this has been linked with several benefits, as Neha also told about, that it helps in lowering the blood sugar level when it's combined with vitamin D. Apart from that, it also reduces the inflammation, slower skin aging, and improves your nerve functions. Now, as I told, that humans only produce a very small amount of alpha lipoic acid. So, it is important for certain medical conditions then where you can get more of alpha lipoic acid from the certain foods or supplements to optimize the intake. Most of the animal products like red meats and organ meats are a great source of alpha lipoic acid, but plant food sources like broccolis, tomatoes, spinach, and Brussels sprouts also contain it. So, where these alpha lipoic acids are being given to the people, where there is a nerve pain in people with diabetes, especially diabetic neuropathy. It is also used for obesity, altitude sickness, aging skin, high level of cholesterol or other fats in the blood, and many other purposes.
Right. So I'd also like to know from Natasha that how does vitamin D intake help support our immune system?
Sure, Richa. So, like I was saying, vitamin D is a very versatile nutrient. So, while we do associate it mostly with the bones, it is a very important nutrient from the immunity perspective. It actually improves the body's response to infections. It enhances the body's defense systems, and it's gained a lot of attention even post COVID-19 because it has helped to reduce the amount of respiratory infections as well. So it actually helps the body's immune cells to function better. It prevents against a lot of other lifestyle disorders as well, because it is anti-inflammatory in nature, and so that means it kind of reduces your risk to autoimmune disorders, diabetes, even certain kind of cancers. So it's also seen that those with obesity seem to have lower vitamin D levels, so it somewhere plays a role even in the whole weight metabolism. So it's a multifaceted roles in the immunity, I would say. So vitamin D is involved in various roles in overall enhancing the body's defense mechanisms.
Right. We've talked about vitamin D. Neha, could you tell us about other nutrients that also support our immune system a big way?
Yes, because rightly we cannot single out or say one particular nutrient is like the most important for building up immunity. Along with vitamin D, like Natasha said, we do have vitamin B12, vitamin C, which most people are aware about, also vitamin E, and some other minerals like zinc, copper, selenium, magnesium. All of them are, I would say equally important because each one has a different role and also in a different mechanism related to immunity. We use the word immunity as such, but there are different mechanisms happening in the body. It can be related just to, cell formation, like red blood cell formation, fighting of infections, promoting healing of cells, or, maintaining healthy immune response by the body. So there are different mechanisms and different vitamins and minerals are involved in this, not one particular vitamin.
Definitely. Now let's talk about vitamin B12. Dr. Smita, if you could tell us why this vitamin is so important.
So, this is important because it is an essential water-soluble vitamins that plays a very crucial role in many of the physiological processes in the body. It helps in formation and maturation of red blood cells. Deficiencies, if you got the deficiency of vitamin B12, you can suffer from megaloblastic anemia, which where we can see that red blood cells are larger than the normal, and but they are not fully developed, and this reduces the ability to carry oxygen efficiently. So it is important for us to have our vitamin B12 in our diet. Apart from that, it also required for the synthesis of and repair of DNA, which is a critical for cell division and growth. It also maintains the protective myelin sheath around the nerves, which ensures the proper nerve functions and the communication. And if you're deficient of it, it can lead to nerve damage, resulting in symptoms like numbness, tingling, and even more neurological issues. It is very important because it participates in metabolism of fats and proteins. It is a cofactor for various enzymes which is involved in the energy production. So vitamin B12 also helps in energy production. It is supposed to be linked to better cognitive functions and emotional health also. So if you are deficient, there are chances of getting depression, memory loss, or other mood disorders. As we all have talked about, vitamin B12 is also helps in reducing the homocysteine levels. Now, this is what? This is an amino acid that when elevated can increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. So it is important. It is essential vitamin because it is not being produced by the body, and so you should be taking it through your diets and or supplements. So when we talk about the diets, vitamin B12s are all been there in your animal-based protein foods like meats, fish, and shellfish, all the dairy products and eggs. So those people who are vegetarian, they can get their vitamin B12s with their fortified foods like breakfast cereals and plant-based milks, which are fortified with vitamin B12 or any supplements.
Right. So, taking the energy talk further, Natasha, what is the role of vitamin B6 and nicotinamide in taking our energy levels up?
Well, so basically your vitamin B6, B6 and nicotinamide is basically your B3, vitamin B3. So, these vitamins are like the keys to unlocking the energy from our body. So, while we get our energy from the macros, which is your carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, for that energy to actually be produced, we need these micronutrients in the form of vitamin B6 and B3 so that the energy is actually, it's converted from the macros to energy. So they play a very important role in these pathways. In fact, vitamin B6 is very essential also in the formation of hemoglobin, which actually, transports the oxygen to all the cells of the body. So from the vitality perspective, it plays a very important role. Having said that, your vitamin B3 is very essential. Even it plays a role in enhancing the health of the mitochondria, the powerhouse. That's where the energy in the cells is actually produced. So B3 plays a very important role for maintaining the health of the mitochondria as well. So put together, like I said, what petrol is to a car is what your macros or the carbs, proteins, fats give us. But then what, the car won't work if there's no oil, coolant, or water. So similarly, your macros play a very important role to maintain the overall functioning and for getting that energy released from our systems.
Right. So, next question would be about skin health. Which vitamins help us have good skin? Neha, if you could dwell on that.
Sure. So actually, people need to understand that good, smooth, or clear skin, which is most desired, is actually more of an internal job of vitamins and some micronutrients rather than, applying vitamins on the top, which I always believe personally also. Again, several micronutrients are important. Even like Natasha said, we need the team to work together for the overall functioning. But if we have to highlight for skin, I would say beta carotene is one of the very important ones, and also other carotenoids. Beta carotene is like a precursor to vitamin A, and it helps us promote smooth skin. It helps us to protect against, the aging, or aging skin. It can slow down that process. Along with that, also nicotinamide, which you just mentioned, which is a form of vitamin B3. Now that can also help us to, improve the hydration and also elasticity of the skin. So again, both of these factors, people hear these words, even in these commercial product ads, like, it helps retain elasticity, better collagen production, but actually it can be done through these vitamins also. And others worth mention along with beta carotene and nicotinamide would also be vitamin E and vitamin C. Both of them have a role in improving your skin health. So rather than applying, oils or lotions with vitamin E and niacinamide, but it is always first choice has to be that it should go in through the mouth, and then maybe think about cosmetic things.
So from skin, let's move to heart health. Dr. Smita, if you could tell us which vitamins support heart health.
So, when we talk about a healthy heart, it is not only the vitamins, there are a lot of vitamins with macros which can make your heart very healthy. So, when we particularly talk about the vitamins, there are various vitamins which play a very crucial roles in maintaining your healthy heart by supporting your cardiovascular functions. The first vitamin, which we already talked a lot, is vitamin D. It helps regulate your blood pressure by influencing the calcium levels and vascular functions. It also reduces the risk of heart diseases by lowering the inflammation. Now, deficiency is, if it's there, it can be linked to hypertension, heart attacks, and various cardiovascular conditions. So, when we talk about vitamin D, you should be knowing what are the sources. The first one, which we already talked about, is sunlight exposure. Apart from that, there are fatty fishes, fortified foods also. The next vitamin, which we'll talk, is a complex of vitamin B. It includes vitamin B1, that is thiamine, B2, B3, B6, B9, and B12 also. So, B6, that is supposed to be pyridoxine, B9, which is folates, and cobalamines. Now, all these three vitamins lowers your homocysteine levels, which I've already talked, because it is associated with all the increased risk of heart diseases. So it has to be reduced. Vitamin B3, that is niacin, which it also improves the cholesterol profiles by raising your HDL. Now, this HDL is what? It's a good cholesterol. And it also, at the same time, lowers your LDL, that is a bad cholesterol, and triglycerides. B1, that is thiamine, which supports your proper heart muscle function. So you all get the vitamins by eating your whole grains, leafy greens, all the leafy green vegetables, nuts, beans, meat, fish, eggs, and dairy, and all the fortified cereals. The third vitamin which we'll talk is vitamin E, and it is again a very powerful antioxidant which protects the cells from oxidative damage. It also prevents the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, which is a major culprit for plaque development in the arteries, and you can get a stroke for that. You can get all the vitamins from your nuts, oil seeds, spinach, sunflower oils, and fortified cereals. The next vitamin I'll talk is vitamin C, and it is again an antioxidant which protects from the oxidative stress. It helps the blood vessels to be healthy and also lowers the blood pressure. Apart from that, it supports the collagen's production, which is very essential for the structural integrity of the heart and arteries. As we all know, vitamin C, you can get it from all your citrus fruits, berries, bell peppers, broccolis, and kiwis. Then one more vitamin, which is vitamin K. We all know that it has a very important role in coagulation and clotting part. So it helps for promoting the blood clotting and prevents excessive bleeding. You can get it from all the leafy green vegetables, fermented foods, and also the dairy products. Now, apart from these vitamins, I cannot stop talking about heart health by mentioning omega-3 fatty acids. Technically, it is not at all a vitamin, but it is very essential for heart health because it reduces your triglycerides and blood pressure and also decreases the inflammation and the lower risk of arrhythmias. You can get it from all your fatty fishes, flax seeds. 1 teaspoon of flax seeds can get your all omega-3 requirements. Fish oil supplements can be taken or the nuts even. So these are the few vitamins which are going to help you out to make your heart healthy. When we talk about all the vitamins, we should accompany with a balanced diet with getting more of your vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats.
Very well told. Thank you so much. So, I'll like to talk about bone health because a lot of people these days are having bone issues. So, Natasha, which vitamins support bone health in the body?
Well, I have been harping upon vitamin D, and yet again, it's the super vitamin again coming when you talk about vitamins for bone health. Because as we all know, your bones are basically a matrix of calcium and protein and phosphorus, magnesium. So your vitamin D plays a very important role in the absorption of calcium and phosphorus. So it helps in the regulation of these so-called bone minerals. And without vitamin D, or if in lower levels, then that will cause a problem in the absorption of these essential minerals, which then impact the bones and make them weak. So basically, vitamin D makes sure that we are, whatever calcium is being taken via diet, so that is all going to be absorbed well with the right amount of vitamin D. And then it also plays an important role in the bone mineralization, or simply put, basically make sure that the calcium and the phosphorus is being laid in the bone matrix well. It also plays a very important role in the muscle health per se. So what happens is, eventually, if your muscles are functioning well, the bones are automatically protected and reduces the risk of falls. And having said that, we all know that low levels of vitamin D increases the chances of osteoporosis, which is nothing but weak bones and brittle bones, which can lead to fractures. So vitamin D plays a very essential role in the the regulation of all the minerals which are essential for keeping the bones strong. So yeah, it is the main vitamin when it comes to other than vitamin K. Vitamin D plays a very important role in bone health.
Right. I want to return to the topic of the alpha lipoic acid, Neha. These ALAs are having antioxidant properties, but what other things can they support beyond blood sugar management? If you could help us know that.
Yes, actually, any kind of antioxidant that we take in, it is great for our body. See, today, constantly, we have high free radical levels in our systems, and people are constantly in the state of some mild inflammation. We may not realize that because not all kinds of inflammation, show up as diseases. But because of high free radical damage, we are constantly having these high inflammatory markers. So antioxidants play a very big role to reduce this damage done by free radicals. Now, even though for alpha lipoic acid, we need a little more research, like Smith also said, that we need more studies to prove this, but still it has been seen that it will help us reduce oxidative stress. And this oxidative stress causes early aging or chronic diseases. Also, it can help us reduce the signs and symptoms which we see in nerve damage. So, in improving nerve function or neuropathy related cases, it can also help us. And overall, also, it does support brain health and general wellness because of its antioxidant nature. It's going to support general wellness, and that's why we see that ALA has a scope in lot of systems to benefit us.
Right. I would like to go back to Dr. Smita. With so many benefits from individual vitamins and minerals, is it effective to take a multivitamin supplement to support our health?
Taking multiple vitamin supplements can be effective for supporting your overall wellness, particularly if you have a gap in your diet or specific nutritional needs. So, you can take multivitamins because it provides a broader spectrum of vitamins and minerals that might be missing from your diet, especially if you have any dietary restrictions, like if you are a vegetarian or you are a vegan or you have gone for any of the low calorie diets. So in that case, there are chances that you might get some of the lacking in any of the vitamins or minerals. So in that case, they can be a good way of adding to your diet. Apart from that, it can help in supporting various specific groups, like pregnant ladies can get their prenatal vitamins by just having this prenatal vitamins with iron and folic acid. There are various multivitamins tailored for older individuals often that contains a high amount of vitamin D, calcium, vitamin B12 that supports your bone health and energy levels. And it can be with people with specific deficiencies that can help for this. So whenever we talk about taking multivitamins, you should be taking some things into some consideration in your mind, that diet nutrients from the whole foods are always been better observed and can get additional health benefits rather than taking a supplement. So supplements should complement but not replace a balanced diet. And one more thing, some vitamins and minerals like vitamin A, iron, and zinc can cause toxicity if it's taken in excess amount. So whenever we should be looking for the multivitamins, they shouldn't exceed the recommended dietary allowances. Then at last, I would say multivitamins can be beneficial for overall wellness, but they are most effective when used as a part of a holistic approach to the health. Focus on the nutrient-rich diet, regular exercises, stress management, and adequate sleep for the best result. So if you have a specific health concern, consult a healthcare provider or a dietitian to determine whether a multivitamin or a specific supplements are right for you.
I think you've summed it very well, that one should not indulge in overdose of multivitamins at the sake of a nutritional diet. And a lot of other things go in hand for ensuring optimum health in today's times. So thank you so much, Dr. Smita, Natasha, and Neha, for joining us for this very enriching discussion. I'm sure our viewers would have got a lot of takeaways on how vitamins help us. Thank you so much for sparing your precious time and sharing this invaluable knowledge with us.